When I'm on the court, I just don't make shots. I take it. So when I'm done slamming, I'm jamming. Haynes fashion. It has a style that I'm used to with the comfort I can't find flying through a 7-foot wall of arms and elbows.
Got the tickets, Michael?
Guys, we don't need tickets. Now you're wearing what you like.
Hey, nothing else feels so right.
The movie that continues to make everyone's holiday a little merrier. Tonight on TNT.
It's Monster Mac in the Fashionable.
Give me a big cereal with a big honey taste.
Honeycomb big, yeah.
It's not small.
No. Honeycomb star, big honey taste. Big fun for a big bite.
Honeycomb cereal, part of this big, complete breakfast.
Honeycomb's a big bite. Yeah.
When your child has a fever, reach for me, Pandy, the children's Panadol Panda. Pediatricians know it's aspirin-free. And nothing beats children's Panadol for reducing fever fast. Aspirin-free children's Panadol. More than medicine, it's peace of mind.
Most moms want their kids to take vitamins, right?
Right.
But finding when kids like the stuff, right?
Right.
They need a great tasting vitamin.
Right.
And you, Scooby-Doo.
Look for the children's to what kids actually like.
Introducing Your Life brand daily vitamin packs. You can see the difference. Each one is a total daily vitamin system designed for the people who take them. Your Life brand daily vitamin packs.
If you've got dental work, you've got 3 great reasons to chew Freedent. You know, Freedent won't stick to your dental work, and Freedent keeps your breath fresh. Or maybe you didn't know Freedent moistens your mouth, too. So if you hate a dry mouth like I do, chew Freedent.
Freedent's the one that took the stick out of the gum. And Freedent moistens your mouth. Yeah, moistens your mouth. And freshens your breath while you chew.
Non-stick Freedent moistens your mouth and freshens your breath.
You know, there's so many tasty ways to have oatmeal. Now you can have a different flavor every day of the week. But try telling that to her. She doesn't want to hear about maple and brown sugar and apples and cinnamon and strawberry and banana, do you? She eats peaches and cream oatmeal every blessed morning, don't you? To me, it's the right thing to do. To her, it's the tasty way to do it.
Get up to $10 back on Fisher-Price toys and specially marked boxes of instant Quaker oatmeal.
Black & Decker presents a gift that will be appreciated every day. The Black & Decker Handy Chopper. It chops nuts, herbs, and onions quickly and easily. Something you'll appreciate in the seasonings to come. So this holiday, give a present for the future from Black & Decker.
You can be a winner at the game of life. I'm on my way. Make your choice, select my pick. You make a voice. That's my card. Go to college. Be a movie star. You can be a winner at the game of life.
Hey, look, I've got a wife.
Kids and taxes. Treasure too. Will you be refreshed? You can be a winner at the game of life. I win.
The Game of Life from Milton Bradley.
At Play School, we created Alfie. He's the perfect first computer. He teaches math, spelling, games on a preschool level, so the learning's lots of fun. Play School's Alfie, the perfect preschool computer.
I got it right.
America, show us your ID. If you were a holiday,
I'd be Labor Day.
if you were a vehicle,
You'd be a garbage truck.
everyone loves playing ID, the identity game. If you were a shoe,
You'd be a loafer.
play ID at your next party.
Something special has begun. A new way of knowing about the events and trends that touch us. Our families, our work, our lives. Something important is happening. And each time you see it, the news from a very complicated world suddenly becomes very clear. The world today, weeknights on CNN.
Greed killed his daughter. Fear buried the facts.
What are you so afraid of?
Mike Farrell, Tess Harper, a TNT exclusive premiere, Incident at Dark River.
Monday, December 4th on TNT.
What happens when Tampax tampons and your favorite scent get together? New baby powder deodorant Tampax tampons. No heavy perfume smell, just a light, fresh scent. New baby powder deodorant Tampax tampons.
From now on, this is what dry is. Dry is a beer that starts bold from the first taste, finishes clean with no aftertaste, and refreshes completely. Dry is a beer called Michelob Dry. One taste, and you drink it dry.
The VHS tapes for this episode have been brought to you by Telehell, the only podcast that covers the worst, the dumbest, and the most sin-worthy of TV moments from the past 7 decades.
You know how it is when you ask,
Where's your other sock? I don't know.
My pen.
I forget.
your hamster,
I don't remember.
but give them the memory game.
I can match this flower with this flower. I can match this thing with this thing.
Kids have amazing memory skills, and developing them helps learning. That's why there are 5 different memory games so your kids can have fun as they grow out of one and into another.
Have you had your bath yet?
I can't remember.
The Memory Games from Milton Bradley.
Looks like a fun.
It feels like a sneaker.
Looks like a fun.
It feels like a sneaker.
New shockproof, pain-proof, Easy Spirit dress pump with the same insides as the Easy Spirit sneaker. Looks like a fun.
It feels like a sneaker.
Easy Spirit dress.
For the store nearest you, call 1-800-327-9242. You'll find the great stuff on TNT.
Hi, I'm Kenny Salesman from Memories. At Memories, we're putting the fun back into holiday shopping this Thanksgiving weekend. Save up to 50% on selected gifts and home furnishings. Bring your children to visit Santa Claus and choose from over 3,572 exciting, unique, and wonderfully different gift ideas, with many special items coming in daily. Hey, where'd that cow come from?
Welcome, everyone. Happy Thursday. I'm really sorry, guys, right off the bat. Excuse me. I'm going to try to mute my mic every time I cough or sneeze. I have a horrible flu right now. But this was too good to not celebrate. I'm going to put everything I got into this one because Mel deserves it. Big ups to Ickedmel, man. I'll be okay, man. I came prepared. I got my green tea. I got some honey in there. I'll be all right. And I was just sick, like, man, a month ago, dude. So I just been in bed, just binge watching City on a Hill. And if a Boston accent accidentally comes out, it's only because I just been watching that shit for hours and hours and hours and hours. It rubbed off on me. But Yeah. Oh man, I wish I had some Jameson. I don't. But yeah. So yeah, I don't know. Man, it's been raining here. Like it's cold, and it's been raining here for like a month straight. And then between walking dogs and just coming in and out of it, I guess it got me. So it is what it is. What are you gonna do? Put on a mask. I'm not around anybody. What are you talking about? I'm in the middle of nowhere. Put on a mask. Get out of here with that. Put on a mask. But recently, and I went over this. I went over the video that Ickedmel did. Again, big ups to him, man, because he did this really great exposure video and showing that this idiot, what's his name, Morris something. I keep forgetting his name. I just never followed that dude. But the guy sucks clearly, and he sucks so bad that he got NewsNation's attention. And it was awesome that NewsNation recognized Ickedmel and what he and his team ended up working hard on and exposing and doing such an intricate job of doing. They did amazing. And so, but watching Ashley Banfield on this thing, like really, I had to laugh. I thought it was great. I thought it was just great. But what I'm gonna do is I was gonna play the Ashley Banfield interview directly from the NewsNation thing, but you know what? I'm gonna play Ickedmel's video, and the reason why I'm gonna do that is because he plays the whole thing, and he has a sponsor, so I want to hook up his sponsor a little bit more too. So I want to be able to at least be able to share his sponsor through Ickedmel on this channel as well. If I'm gonna play this thing, so that's my reason for wanting to play Ickedmel's video on it, because he absolutely deserves it. And that company being smart enough to pick Ickedmel absolutely deserves to be advertised. So good for you, Ickedmel. I'm glad to call him a friend on this platform, because we don't just call out the bad guys here, man. We call out the good guys too. You know what I mean? We let people know that there's good YouTubers out there that give us all a good name as opposed to the ones that give us a bad name. And I think they deserve just as much recognition. And that's why I'm going to go over this, and we're going to do a little reaction to that. Yes, Ickedmel does do great work. Oh no, not that. No. Look at this tool on the top left. Idiot.
And I just want to say thank you to Ashley Banfield and NewsNation for having me on, as well as Michelle, that was just super kind, talking to me and connecting me. And check out my sponsor, dataseal.io, a service that I use and trust to protect myself and family. Your information.
Check out DataSeal.
Being sold by
DataSeal
brokers all the time. It's easy for anybody to look up your information using people search websites. They can find your home address, date of birth, email address, phone number. Dataseal.io is the data removal and monitoring service I trust to remove my information from the internet. Click the link below and use the code 5OFFALL to save 5% off your Dataseal subscription. After clicking the link, don't forget to try out the free scan and find out what these online data brokers have on you.
If you don't think the Idaho murders are a big deal online, consider on TikTok alone that videos with Idaho murders.
DataSeal, y'all. Don't forget. Get you some DataSeal, people.
Hashtag have more than 416 million views, and that is more than there are people in the United States. We have reported at length about the cyber detectives and the true crime buffs who pore over every detail and photo looking for clues that the real investigators might miss. But the internet is a big, scary place, and there are bad actors out there too. Case in point,
a
YouTuber
actors.
named Joseph Morris may be one of them. This week, Morris is being accused.
Maybe my ass. Like, is.
Accused of posting a fake
He's
video.
been exposed.
In it, a neighbor of the murdered students is said to have made an audio recording of the murders as they were happening. Take a listen. That is really alarming stuff, if it's real. But something is fishy, and the cyber sleuth community thought so too. And as soon as they started asking questions about that video, poof, Joseph Morris deleted the video.
Oh.
But not before more than 270,000 of his YouTube subscribers had seen it. One man.
Yep. And even those of us who aren't even subscribed to him saw it. And I just want to be clear. People think that, Ickedmel, get out of here. Of course, bro. I don't mean literally get out of here. Of course, man. I'm always going to show you love, dude. You do good shit. So not only did he take down his channel, but he didn't actually take it down. There's been rumors, because you know how YouTube is, man. I put up a community post. All this idiot did, all this fool did, was take down anything that might be incriminating towards him, so he's not going to have to face any consequences. But the problem with that, Mr. Morris, is that the internet is forever, my friend. The internet is forever, dude. So you've been exposed, homie. Oh man, I'm so glad, man. If I didn't mute those, oh geez, you guys would be like, Jesus dang, Will. So yeah, dude, you could sit here and act like you didn't do this stuff. Like, you could try to do that. But the funny thing is, now this is what you're known for. Everybody, the majority of YouTube now knows you as the guy who pulled this ugly shit. And we could say, well, it's because Ickedmel exposed you. We could say it's because Ashley Banfield and NewsNation helped expose what Ickedmel exposed. We could say it's because of that. You could say that. You would most likely say that. But the truth is, Mr. Morris, that it is simply because of you. Because if you hadn't done it, nobody would be talking about it. If you hadn't pulled this ugly shit, nobody would be talking about it. Nobody would care. As a matter of fact, you would still have all your subscribers that you have, but your sub count is going down. And it's because also it's not because that's your way of taking any accountability. I haven't seen, at least maybe I'm just misinformed, but I have yet to see an apology post or video saying, hey, I was wrong. It was irresponsible of me to do this, blah, blah, blah. No, what you're doing is trying to run and hide. And people don't respect that. So by you taking down these videos, it's not coming off like, oh, I'm taking them down to protect my integrity, because my integrity is intact and it's just misunderstood and I have an explanation for it, or I'm taking accountability for it and I was irresponsible and I shouldn't have done it and it was stupid and it was silly and I apologize to everybody who was hurt by this. And that includes everybody who has faith in him being an up and up honest guy. So not only did he let all of them down by making this, but by taking the stuff down and acting like it just didn't happen. That's some cowardly shit if I ever saw that in my life. I've never seen anything so cowardly, as a matter of fact. Yeah, this is what happens when creators with integrity call out those who don't have any. These are real people. These people that he made a mockery of their tragic demise. He disrespected them and their memory. He disrespected their friends, and most importantly, he disrespected their loved ones, their family that is blood or not blood. They disrespected everybody that truly cares about these people and misses them. He just perverted a whole thing here. That's and it's just not okay. And this happens all the time.
One man decided to call Morris out.
Yeah, and that man is Ickedmel. And so, but the point I was making is, you know, he didn't put out any type of apology or anything. And, you know, he might have been able to even save some face if he would just took some accountability. But he didn't take any accountability at all. He just tried to run from it and hide from it, tried to cover it up, you know, tried to instead of going to mom and dad and saying, hey, you know, I peed in the bed. You know, he tried to stick the pissy sheets in the closet, you know, or tried to put clean sheets on top of the dirty sheets and didn't think that anybody was going to walk into his room and smell it. That's all he did. You know, like a child.
He is a fellow YouTuber named Melvin Cedeno. He's known online as Ickedmel. And have a look at how he says he debunked the screen video.
I have multiple things to show you why this was fabricated. Like we have the original source of the audio, and I don't know what kind of audio, like what modification he made to the audio. There's multiple things you could have done. You can add reverb. You can do all kinds of things to make audio sound like it's outside, though I think maybe he just held the audio at a distance and made it sound like it was outside and he just breathed over it.
Cedeno says that Morris took the audio from another YouTuber, added the breathing sounds, and then manipulated the results.
I gotta point out, like, see, NewsNation was trying to be classy there because they cut it off right before Ickedmel like did the mocking. Oh my God, if I start laughing, I'll cough like crazy.
The result to make it seem like it came from a distance. Cedeno also accuses Joseph Morris of fabricating the online news story that accompanied the screen video to make the narrative that much more believable. And this isn't the first time that Joseph Morris has been accused of meddling in a high-profile murder case. Back in September of last year, at the height of the Gabby Petito mystery, Joseph Morris claimed that Brian Laundrie was seen accidentally going live on an Instagram while out on a boat somewhere.
There are allegations that Brian appeared on Instagram Live accidentally for 2 to 3 seconds, and viewers saw water as if he were on a boat.
Were there really allegations, Joseph? Because we all know that Brian Laundrie was nowhere near a boat. He was rotting, dead in the Florida swamp, you know, right next to his home. And now Joseph Morris's critics are claiming that Morris was called out on a Zoom meeting for posting such damaging and false reports.
I love that. I love that. Well, of course you love it, but I'm just saying.
Bro, what the fuck are you smiling about, bro? Look at this guy. He's so pleased with himself. Like, not only did he do what he did and not take any actual accountability for it, you know, he's pleased with himself. Like, this proves total malicious intent behind what he was doing. It's not even money driven, he says. Like, listen to what's said here.
It's like, you know, even though you know it's fake, it's like you still watch it. You're like, this is so wrong. Like,
he's mocking his viewers. He's mocking his viewers.
Really funny, hilarious. So if Joseph Morris lied and faked that Idaho post, should he and anyone else who does that kind of crap face consequences? Dang. Or is it free speech?
Yo, look at Ashley getting muddy, bro. Yo, Ashley. Just saying. As if.
Or is it interfering in a police investigation? Coming up, the man who debunked Joseph Morse's scream video, Melvin Cedeno, next. I am joined now by Melvin Cedeno. He called out a YouTuber for what he says was garbage, lies, fake videos about this tragedy in Idaho. So, Melvin, what tipped you off that, Joseph Morse's video might be a fake?
Quite a few things, and thank you for having me on, Ashley. The internet, people had kind of suspicious. They were suspicious about what they saw because there was a previous incident or multiple incidences, like with the Brian Laundrie boat incident.
You see what I'm talking about, bro? You see what I'm talking about when I say integrity? Like, he could have just been like, yeah, I do this and I do that. Like, we see any of these other assholes who get this false recognition all over YouTube or all over like the news for being YouTubers. And like, he immediately Mel's like, people from the internet came to me with this information and was like, look, like that's super integrity right there.
Incident where he took a video from a larger, older video, snipped it down, and then put it out as if Brian Laundrie had just turned on his Instagram live by accident. And so I think even on that TikTok video that he did of the boat incident, it got like 11 million views. It's still up on his TikTok. And so that kind of made me want to pay attention to it because people were emailing me, DMing me. I literally woke up, I think it was Saturday morning, and everybody on Discord was telling me, like, we need to look into this because the audio, somebody found the audio, the original author from where that came from. And it's weird because the original audio comes from, it looks like a domestic violence situation. And so 2 small parts of that video with a woman screaming, leave me alone and stop it, were taken. It seems like it was modified and it was added to his video. Also, in looking into that, I was trying to find that article, the Daily Mail article, and I found the original article, and it doesn't have the verbiage that he was reading where it says, but blood-curdling scream they heard that night, which is pretty disgusting for him to even use that verbiage when describing.
So what you're saying, Melvin, is he overlaid a legitimate news source like the Daily Mail and made it and legitimized the audio clip that he had put together from different sources, from a domestic violence incident, and then I mean, that's pretty crafty stuff.
No. Well, he falsified it, Ashley, but we know what you mean. And I gotta say, how insulting is it to an actual journalist? Real journalists out there, and not to mention YouTubers that are trying to do responsible things with their channels. Let's see, Sinner 1977. Ickedmel gets my vote for True Crime YouTuber of the Year. It's been a hell of a year. Hell yeah. Thank you so much. It's not only clearly insulting to YouTubers that are trying to use their channels responsibly and trying to do good things, trying to create awareness, trying to report to the people, trying to do what, utilize what freedom of speech and freedom of the press was originated for, which was to share information amongst your community. That's what it's designed for. And the responsible thing to do that is to not misinform. So it's really insulting to people who are just trying to do the right thing. And then there's excuse me. And it's really insulting to actual journalists who actually like went and got a degree in journalism so they could actually make a career out of this, and they put their heart and souls into this every single day to get good at it, to be comfortable in front of a camera, to report things as they come, to be the first to bring you the news. This kind of behavior is just really, really insulting to good, honest people that want to create news. I could see why she's getting pissed off about it.
Stuff. So my question for you is, because you do a lot of, I got about 10 seconds left, but this gives you guys a bad name. The community must have been really angry about this.
Huh.
Oh yeah, a lot of people upset. Even, I've reached out to the neighbor. He said it was fake. I reached out to the author of the Daily Mail. It was fake. And the true crime community already has sometimes a bad rap for doxing, harassing, going down the crazy conspiracy train. And so this is bad. And there's audio of him laughing about it with the Brian laundry incident. Yeah, it's horrible.
Melvin Cedeno, I'm very appreciative that you joined us tonight and that you did the work to call this out. Thank you for that. Really appreciate it. We'll have you on again.
Thanks. So that was that last night. Again, I'm super appreciative for being on there, and people for coming through and supporting me. I'm not wishing for like a witch hunt on this guy or anything like that. I just think that what is happening with that situation is horrible. Like, it's bad. And so I feel like it needed to be called out, and I don't feel like it was a mistake. I think I showed more than enough corroborative things that indicate that this was intentional.
That was straight proof.
So the other just quick thing, I didn't even realize this until last night. There was a Newsweek article about the whole situation. I'll put the links for this down below.
Newsweek
but it says prominent YouTuber accused of faking evidence in Idaho murder case. And so it talks about the whole situation here. I'm not going to get into it all, but because we already kind of covered it all. And if you haven't seen the original video I did on this whole situation, I'll put the link down below as well. You should check it out. And I think this just should be cautionary for all of us to be careful where we get our information from and maybe try to double check if we're going to state it as a fact. But this was the article, which I thought was pretty cool. And then there was another, and they even cited this whole laughing situation, which you just saw in this video, which I've heard about many times as well, where this guy's like confronted. The other thing which surprised me, I was looking today, and apparently this article talked about the Idaho ladder incident. Well, that call that we had it's on my Twitter, the call that we had that says she called FBI to report the ladder outside of the home. Now, this article, it wasn't solely just about that, but the whole conversation about this was that a lot of people have been calling in all kinds of tips like this, and people are wondering, and police are calling for tips, but like, are things like this helpful or are they not helpful?
Yeah, like, y'all need to know the difference, man. Y'all need to like knock that shit off. Seriously. And it's funny because there's only certain channels, like certain people will gravitate towards certain channels, kind of channels. I've always said that, the woman kept calling you over and over. I've always said that a YouTuber's audience is a reflection of that creator. Because I like to think that I have, people here that have integrity. I interact in Ickedmel's chat all the time. I love the car chases. The car chases I get hyped over every time. I love that. And it's just full of just good people, and it's not a question of there's more good people than bad people, blah, 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 blah. I know that sometimes I come off like I'm implying that sometimes, but I don't believe that because, you go into creators chats who have a lot of subscribers, and if they're, creators with integrity, that it's usually a chat full of just really good people, so I'm just really grateful to have, people here that are of good intentions and sound character, because it makes me feel better about myself, and it reassures me of what I do on this platform. So you guys are what makes it awesome. You guys coming together and knowing that Ickedmel is the guy to expose that and bringing that information to him, and working together, all of you, to put together proof, and then Ickedmel making this very informative video exposing this. It really makes me really proud to be a part of this community. So I just want to give a big shout out to you guys for that. And when this is over, I'll give my shout out to NewsNation, because I've got words for them too, positive words for them.
Even though they say any small thing, if you think it's significant, go ahead and report it. And it had stated here at one point.
What I was going to say was y'all need to knock that shit off. That's what made me think about it. Y'all, not you, because you guys don't do that. I know that there are other channels that encourage this sleuthing to take place. And, I'll go ahead and say it. I mean, I realize everybody has the right to do that. Sure, you have the right to look at this like it's some sort of game of Clue or some shit, or think of or look at it like it's like an Encyclopedia Brown book, or story. You know what I mean? You have the right to do that, but those are fictional situations, man. The difference is these are real people that are affected, and there's a real open, honest investigation going on here, and there's something called integrity in that investigation, and maintaining the integrity of that investigation means that they can fairly take a case to a court of law and present it in front of a jury and in front of a judge and say, we did this on the up and up without any hiccups, without any kinks or without anything messing it up, without anything gumming up the works. You know what I mean? That's what they mean by the integrity of an investigation, because they want to make sure that this person gets a fair trial if it comes to that, and that they can't say that their rights were violated. They can't say that they were mistreated or prejudged in any way, and so when you guys go and just because law enforcement complain that law enforcement isn't sharing enough facts with you to the public, you're not entitled to those facts. The only people that are entitled to those facts are the families of these victims and a jury and a judge. That's it. And that person, once they go to court and they have a defense attorney, or they decide to represent themselves, the prosecution is obligated only to share with them that information and proof that they have then. But prior to that, as they're collecting that information, they're not obligated to share it with anybody. And if we are people that truly want justice for these families and for these victims of these families of these victims, and for these victims, if we are people that really want that for them, then what we should be doing is letting law enforcement play their role in this the way that they need to execute that. Because we're not law enforcement. We're not investigators. And so when you're sitting there and you sit there and you think that a tip line is so that you think a tip line is for you to break the case, well, yeah, sure, it is there for you to break the case. That's if you actually have real information, if you actually have proof of something, or at least a credible lead, which means, hey, have you talked to this person? And use your common sense, like, just you don't think that these people as investigators, as professional investigators, canvass that neighborhood and talk to everybody that might have any type of information, just because you decided to do your own little sleuthing about who lives in that neighborhood and how many sex offenders live in that neighborhood. You don't think they already did that? So every time you do something that your common sense should dictate to you that professionals have already done, every time you do that, you're wasting resources. You're wasting time. You're wasting resources. And that's costing the family more of a chance of getting justice. That's costing 4 families the chance of getting justice, because you think that you're Nancy Drew. And you're not. You're not. You're not Wednesday Addams. You're not. So let the professionals do what they do. And if you've got real information that they can do something with, not something that's going to feed your ego and that's going to feed you saying, oh, I'm the smart one who cracked it. No, dude. Like, if you heard somebody, like if you're in a restaurant and you overheard somebody say, well, you know what? I'm glad I got rid of that Hyundai because I almost got caught. When you hear some shit like that, that's when you call in the tip line. You know, when you hear somebody did something shady, or you hear that somebody happened to have been in that area at that time, and you overhear them say that they were, or you happen to know that they were, then you call and you report that so that the law enforcement can interview them properly. Not so that JLR can go look for him and interview them properly. You call law enforcement. You don't blast it all over social media for them. You know? Like, just use your common sense for what the tip line is for. The tip line is not, it's not a fucking hotline, you know, it's not a 900 number of let's solve the crime. That's not what that is.
Because police have begged, it says here, police have begged armchair detectives and internet sleuths not to meddle in the investigation or share unfounded claims online. However, the case sparked huge international or national interest. And it even says here, reporter Brian Enton, who works for NewsNation, did a 15-minute live outside of that crime scene, which remains sealed off with police tape around the perimeter. Enton answered questions messaged to him by the viewers and confirmed the presence of a ladder. So, like, a lot of people were talking about this ladder. Some of you have asked me about the ladder. Yeah, there is a ladder. There is a ladder on the other side of the house that has been there since the beginning, which is kind of interesting. So this ladder thing, it didn't just start with this lady that called in. I don't think it's related, but, you know, she pointed it out. So it was kind of an interesting.
And here's the fun thing about the ladder, bro. Let's talk about the ladder for a second. The ladder. Yo, what do you think you're going to do with the information of the ladder that law enforcement isn't going to do? You don't think law enforcement knows about the ladder? You don't think that since they've been in there just like basically just probing this property for evidence, that they didn't note that there might be a ladder that could have been maybe, I mean, because what does the ladder being there imply? The ladder being there implies a point of entry, right? That's what it does. The ladder being there implies a point of entry. Sure. You don't think that if that ladder was there when police were investigating that, you think that a bunch of professional investigators are going to miss that? They're going to go, did anybody, was that ladder always there? Hey, Bob, was that ladder always there? Well, I don't know. What do you mean? Well, I'm not yelling at you, Bob. I'm just asking if the ladder was always there. It's a simple question. There's no need for us to get at each other's throats. We're all on the same team here, Bob. Okay? There was either a ladder there or there wasn't a ladder there. You think that kind of shit is going on amongst a bunch of professionals? You think that's Mayberry? You think that that's Andy Griffith and Barney Fife? Yo, use your brains, bro. You're not smarter than the investigators. Unless you're an investigator, you're not smarter than the investigators. Shut up.
Interesting article that goes in depth with the whole ladder gate, you know. There was this other thing too, and I don't know. I don't have anything to indicate. I don't know that this guy did this, but people were wondering, did he make this up as well? You know, I have no idea.
It looks like a 3-story house. So one of the roommates wrote.
And so somebody had sent me this screenshot of the roommate, but when I got this, we were talking about this on live. I had read it and I had specifically stated, I would like to actually see the person's account because anybody can type a name and use the same avatar and pretend to be the same account. So, you know, I don't know. This thing seems to have been fake. This post right here, it was circulating around on YouTube, and police have confirmed that this whole bodies bound and gagged is not true. And so somebody was asking me, do you think this was him? I honestly don't know, but if it was, I wouldn't be surprised. I love you guys. Thank you for coming through. The whole support last night, again, it felt amazing. It helped me. Like, I was a little nervous at first, and I really didn't get to say everything that I wanted to say, and it's really hard to squeeze everything into that small time frame. And they have such a, like, the production is crazy. Like, if you ever have to like do an interview with any of these networks, because I did Court TV as well, it's pretty you know, sound check, you know, count to 10, turn on your video so we get right before you even get on and stuff, and there's a communication. You talk with somebody. I liked what I'll say about NewsNation. and Michelle, they were very communicative. Like the other person on Court TV, she was too, but like I actually knew what the topic specifically was going to be about. When I went on Court TV, I only knew, I was told that this is the case we're going to talk about. I had no idea the specific part of the case we're going to talk about. So that leaves me very like, you know, I'm just going to gather everything or whatever. At least last night, I was told the topic, and I was even told, what it was going to be about, what we're going to be talking about. And so,
oh, well, golly gee, you didn't mention the big clue there, Salty. Well, shit. 2 ladders? Well, damn. You didn't mention the big clue. That changes everything. There was 2 ladders. Yo, why in blue perfect hell would a 3-story house have 2 ladders? A store with a house with 3 floors have more than 1 ladder? When there's 6 people living in the house, I guess only one of them can be handy, I guess, right? Only one person in the house can be handy? Really? Okay. 2 ladders. Wow. Changes everything.
So Michelle is just an amazing person over there. I just very personable, which I really like that. Like when you're doing things like that, I guess maybe even in business, when you come across personable people, I think that's pretty amazing. So yeah, please hit the like button, subscribe, turn on the bell notification, check out Data Seal. I'm really excited about that sponsor, and hopefully we keep doing the sponsor, which it looks like we will. And I'm gonna, in the future, once they wipe out the rest,
check out Data Seal, y'all.
To the data that the other service I was using didn't wipe out, I think we're gonna do like a before and after, which I think would be pretty cool to show. So thanks, guys. I love you. Take care. Peace. There's actually cleaning people coming to clean. I finally did it. I paid. I can't keep up between my daughter, the YouTube, all that stuff. I just paid some people to come and do like a deep cleaning, man. Just come.
Are they bringing their own ladder, bro? Because ya tú sabes. Becky G, thank you. Imagine if it were your loved one. I would want legit tips only for Ellie. Some people sit on a computer so callously and act like ass is shameful. So many people do. You know, like it's crazy, Becky G. It's crazy. But yeah, man. So I got to give big ups also to NewsNation, man. I've been critical of a couple of little things that they do, but for the most part, I think that they do great, and I have to give them mad props because for them, nobody ever does this. Nobody ever points out a good YouTuber who did something really good. Usually, they just lump us all up into one shitty mess that insults their profession, and it was really cool of her to acknowledge that it's like, that they, sometimes, we all get a bad name because of guys like that. And so it was really cool of Ashley Banfield to point that out, and it was cool of NewsNation to feature Ickedmel on there to speak for all of us decent YouTubers. So thank you, Ickedmel, for doing that and doing it so well and so responsibly and so eloquently, man. Again, big ups, dude. I really appreciate you, dude. So, and I don't know what the fuck is going on with, I don't know. I'll stay on for a couple more minutes because there's been a couple of things that have been going on. I won't get too much into it. I'm going to eventually, because I'm just not up to it tonight to where I'm going to, because I'm not feeling like a 3-hour live tonight because I gotta get in bed. I gotta get back in bed. But, but this Jared dude, bro, Jared Lysick, what are you doing, dude? Like, why is this guy, how is this guy not in jail? Everybody else would be in jail. You know what I mean? Like, everybody else would be in jail right now. How is this dude not in jail? Like, no handcuffs slapped on this dude yet, nothing. He basically admitted to it. and he's not in jail because he's a white guy with what money? Exactly. I mean, it's the truth. It's the truth. I don't care what y'all say. It's the truth. It's the truth. Like, I mean, he's so fearless, though. You know what I mean? Like, Jared's so fearless, bro. You know, he does everything for victims. We go into the deepest waters and we look for big hunks of metal because it might be somebody in it. We found a body by accident and we decided to capitalize on that ever since. Bro, why does my hat being too curly bother you, bro? Shouldn't I be the only one that bothers? Like, if, you know what I mean? I don't understand people that are so worried about the way that I fucking dress. Like, you could tell that I'm sick. Like, I'm just not in the mood for people's dumb bullshit right now. Like, I just don't have the patience for that stupidity. Just saying, your hat's too curly. Just saying, your shirt's too tight, Glarer. Just saying. Shut up. Worry about your own shit. So I'm just giving you shit, Queen of Ossia. I mean, if you're gonna come in here and make little mundane criticisms, well, you're gonna get, you're gonna get shit back. That's how it works. It's how it works here at the Glare. Don't say nothing unless you're ready to be answered at. That's how it works here. Everybody here is accountable for their own words, including myself. Okay, everybody. But yeah, I'm trying to understand Jared. Like, he's coming off as Mr. Tough Guy, Mr. Fearless. We go in the water, we find everything. And, then again, it's like, I can't take responsibility for my own shit. Here I'm admitting to it, but I'm blaming everything on my childhood and my family and blah, blah, blah. Everybody always does that. You know what I mean? Everybody always does that. Like all the shitty people do. The shittiest people just can never, ever take any responsibility for their own actions. They can never just take full accountability and be like, it was a fucked up thing to do. I knew I was wrong and I shouldn't have done it. I could explain why I feel like I might have done it, but it's no excuse. It's not an excuse, but and I understand somebody wanting to go to bat for themselves and be like, I just try to understand my perspective too. It wasn't like I thought I was being malicious at the time, blah, 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 whatever. You know what I mean? At least something, I don't know. But I just, this dude comes off one way and then he's like a total coward in the other way. And it's like, it's just annoying, dude. Like, what are you so fucking afraid of, bro? And you expect us to feel sorry. I don't understand these people that like totally victimize somebody, right? Is a 17-year-old who raped a 9-year-old, raped, not molested, not touched inappropriately, but raped a 9-year-old little girl at 17. And then at 40 something, in his mid 40s, he wants to fucking say, oh, well, all of us, it wasn't just me that did it, but, we were all molested as kids. Like, bro, what do you expect us to do? You expect us to feel sorry for you, dude? Seriously? Here you are at 40 years old. Like, because I don't see her going around molesting people. I don't see the hero going around molesting people. I don't see your sister going around molesting people, raping people. I don't see that happening. Like, what are you fishing for? Are you fishing for us to like sit there and placate you? Just be like, ¿Qué le pasa? What happened to you? ¿Qué te pasa? ¿Te tocaron en el culito? ¿Te tocaron en la parte privada? ¡Qué crimen! ¡Qué barbaridad! ¿Qué te hicieron, papo? ¿Qué te hicieron? What did they do? What did they do? Tell us all about it. Let's forget about the 9-year-old girl that you raped, and now that she's an adult, she's had to live with it her whole life. Let's forget about her. Let's talk about you. Let's talk about you. Like, what do you... I don't understand, dude. Like, what do you think we're going to do? I know. Don't send him to jail. Don't send him to jail. We don't want you to go to jail porque te van a reventar el culo. I know. No puede ser eso. I know, papa. Like you're my fucking Hispanic grandmother. No, niño. Ven acá. Comiste. Está muy flaco. I know. Like, no, bro. Nobody feels sorry for you. Like, nobody gives a fuck about you. And you're acting like we all should. And then, like, and the reason why I know that is because in your email, like, you know everybody's going to read that. You know you're putting it in writing. You know you admitted to your shit in writing. It's almost like you were making a speech, not as an apology to her, but as a speech for us all to read. And yet this guy's still not in jail, bro. Like, how is this guy not in jail? Like, it blows my mind. It blows my mind. I don't have the patience for shit like this. I don't have the patience for it, man. At least not today, anyway. I'm not gonna get too much into that, man. Yeah, so yeah, I've been binge watching the show City on a Hill. I already watched the first 2 seasons, but it takes forever for a third season to come out, and then I was waiting for the third season to totally like finish so I could binge that because I hate waiting week after week. And so while I was waiting for that to complete, I went through the first 2 seasons again to refresh my mind. Tahiti, Arizona, thank you so much for the super sticker. Appreciate it. And so I've been like binge watching. And so I'm going to binge watch. I'm on the 3rd season now. It's pretty interesting so far, but I'm only like a couple episodes in. And I kind of lost interest in Oz, but not on purpose. I'm going to get back to Oz. I haven't finished Oz. I'm on the last season of Oz. But yeah, I've been drinking soup. I've been eating little croissant sandwiches, drinking lots of OJ and green tea. And yeah, so I'm totally going to go back to bed, Jules. That's totally what I'm going to do. Yeah, thanks for joining me. There was no way that I was going to like pass up another minute. Plus I was getting really bored laying in bed like that. I mean, I could only play so much fucking Grand Theft Auto Vice City too. Cause that's what happens. I get bored of the show and then I'll just kill like a bunch of cops on Grand Theft Auto Vice City and then go back to it's like I have a PS4, right? And but like here I am just obsessively playing a PS2 game on a PS4. Because it's the definitive edition that's available on the PS Plus or whatever. So yeah, but yeah, I've been just in bed, so I'm gonna go back to that because I got cheat codes. You know, I love those cheat codes. Dude, I'm not drinking prune juice, bro. It's not gonna happen. I can't stand prune juice, dude. But guys, thanks so much. And again, much love to Ickedmel. And much props to NewsNation and Ashley Banfield. It was great of them to do that. So I had to show my love as a member of this community and my appreciation to them for that. But guys, I love you, and we will do this again very soon, my friends.